the riskiest type of property you can buy in 2019. Hi, it's Nero here from Investment Rise, and in this video I want to talk about what I believe is the biggest, most costliest mistake so many investors are making right now, and that is they are looking to buy off the plan units. Right? There are three reasons right now why if you're looking to buy a unit, especially an off the plan unit, you could be at severe risk. Number one, we know that the unit market is falling rapidly right now. Okay, so an off the plan unit is often sold by, hey, look, put in your 10% deposit. You don't have to give in any more money until sometime down the track. And at that time, you can then settle, get your finance, everything else. I've seen even some people go, look, you can even buy an off the plan unit now and then sell it before you settle, so you can make a gain in property. You can make money without even having to get a bank loan, without needing income. It's totally no money down deal, or you only need to put in a small amount in order to get the property. Now, if that sounds as risky to you as it does to me, then we're on the same page. But I see so many people being caught up in the hype of off the plan units. But the problem is that if values are falling right now, let's just say, for example, you're trying to buy a unit for say $800,000, you put down your 10% deposit, which is $80,000, but then come settlement time, let's just say the bank says, no, we don't think your unit's worth 800 grand anymore. We only think it's worth $750,000. You though have agreed to pay $800,000. That's what you put on the contract, which means now that $50,000 difference, you have to come up with that difference. And I see so many people either having to rip out equity from their homes or dip into their savings to make up the difference, or walk away from their 10% deposit because they have no other choice. So falling values is a major concern, number one. Number two, banks are constantly changing their lending criteria. Thankfully, it's not as bad as it was in about mid-2018 when it was really bad, but still banks are changing their lending criteria. So what does that mean? Well, let's just say again, you buy a unit for $800,000. Let's just say the value even stays the same. The bank, and you're smart enough to go to the bank and you get a pre-approval for whatever loan amount you need. Great, the unit is built maybe a couple of years later. Let's just say your situation has not changed. Yet you go to the bank, your situation is the same. The property is the same. The bank is the same as the bank who gave you the pre-approval. Yet, when you go to get the loan, the bank says, sorry, based on our new requirement, you now no longer qualify for the loan that you need. What do? Again, you've either got to rip out your savings, use more equity, or walk away from the deposit. Okay, so banks are constantly changing lending criteria. So the whole adage of, oh look, don't worry about finance now, you can take care of when you settle, is so dangerous. In fact, I've even seen people who've reached out to me saying, Nero, we've got an off the plan unit, it's going to only settle in 3 years time. So in the meantime, we want to buy another investment property. And that to me is high risk. And I'll often even say, look, I'll prefer not to have to help you in this situation. I think you should actually reconsider buying an investment property because it's too risky. What if they buy that other investment property and they can't go and get the loan on the off the plan unit that hasn't settled yet? So you've got to be very, very careful about changing lending criteria, and even your circumstances changing between when you put your 10% deposit down and when it comes time to settle, right? And then number three, let's just say it all goes well, you're able to settle on the property. But what we know right now is that, especially in Sydney, we have the biggest vacancy rate right now since before the GFC. All right, so there are currently 25,000 properties vacant in and around Sydney, the majority being units. We're seeing areas such as Chatswood, for example, where there's lots and lots of units coming on board, and rents are dropping. Okay, so you've got to be very careful about what type of property you're looking to buy, and I certainly believe that you're looking to buy an off the plan unit right now, whether it's in Sydney, whether it's in the Central Coast, which is having a lot of problems right now, whether it's around Wollongong, pretty much anywhere. You've got to be so careful. You've got to expect to have to put in extra money. I think it's too risky as an investment choice. There's far better options out there for you, so definitely be very, very careful. But an off the plan unit, it's a high risk investment in 2019. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you found this video valuable and you're thinking you might like my help to help you find an investment property, then head on over to nerocall.com to to discover our unique 5-step process that's helped my private client group purchase now well over $66.2 million worth of property. And then, if you like what you see, you can book in for a free half-hour phone consult with me personally. Either way, thanks again for watching.